many questions, but found few resources for getting answers because, as the mayor said, ADU is a relatively new thing in our community. So that's why I'm having this open house to share information with other homeowners who might also want to build an ADU in their own homes. I'm sure many people will have similar questions as the ones I had, so I'd like to go over each of them. My first question was, how do I create a plan that ensured privacy for the house and the ADU? This home was built in 1961, and I could not find the original drawings for the house. Gold Bar started on the project plan by measuring every dimension of the existing house and creating a new set of drawings. Then we added the ADU to the drawing and went through many design iterations. I want to thank Greg's team for patiently working with me until we nailed down the design. We tried placing the bedroom, bathrooms, kitchen, windows, and door in different configurations and came up with a final plan that I think ensures privacy for the tenants, neighbors, and me. While working on this plan, I also visited apartment complexes in the area and looked up their floor plans, which are now available on most websites, to learn about the design trends in the community. So one-bedroom apartments used to range in 700 to 800 square foot, but many new ones are 500 to 600 now. The ADU that Greg built is 560 square foot. The next question was, how do I find a contractor? I was very lucky and ran into Greg at the City Hall when he was giving a presentation to City Council. We started talking and I ended up hiring his company. How much does a project cost? Please look at on the handout, there's a link to a site called Second Unit Resources Center. This website offers really good information. If you plug in the information on the project that you have in mind, then it will spit out the approximate projected cost. And I plugged in my project and I found it to be pretty accurate, so I really highly recommend that. And let's see now. It also offers information on potential rent income in your neighborhood. So the calculator asks you, where your home is and what size is the unit you want to build, and it will give you the information that you need for your financial analysis. Once the plan was finalized, Gold Bar gave me a quote for building the ADU and the garage, so I used that information to get an equity loan from my bank while we waited for the city to issue a permit. I also checked Craigslist, Zillow, and other rental listings on the rental market in my neighborhood to make sure the project would work out financially. It helped that interest rates are pretty low this year, and the rental market is pretty strong. What are the steps for building this project? The San Mateo secondary unit site, the web link I told you about, also has a pretty good description of the project steps. Once you have a plan drawn, then you get it approved by the city's planning department and get a permit. The contractor takes care of this step. I started working with Gold Bar in December last year. We submitted a plan to the city in March. Plan review took place in 2 steps. Firstly, planners looked at the site and floor plans to make sure they met all the city codes. Then engineers looked at the building structure, including shear, truss, and energy efficiency. The permit came through in May, and construction started in June. Greg's team built the ADU and the garage in 3 months, or 3.5 months. Okay, what are the fees that you have to pay for city, county, and school district? I paid approximately $2,000 to the city for a permit and $2,000 to Santa Clara School District for school fees, and that was it. The fees vary by city, and maybe Greg can give you a better idea of the city that you live in. But I understand that Santa Clara's fees are very low compared with other cities. Okay, next question I had was, do I need new utility hookups? Because I wanted to rent this place out, so how am I going to handle the utilities? This ADU shares water, sewer, and electrical supply with the main house. There's no gas line going into it. I installed a new electrical distributor for the house with a sub-meter for the ADU to keep track of the energy use in there. So what happens is when I get the monthly electrical bill, I can see what portion is attributable to ADU and what portion belongs to me. And let's see, I removed the water heater tank. I used to have a big water heater tank. It's still sitting there because, I'm pressed for space now. And we used 2 tankless gas units. There's one there, and then the other one on the other side. Yes?
You said gas or what?
The tankless, the water heater is gas. But the heater AC is electrical. So the ADU has one heater AC unit in the main area and another in the bedroom. They are electrically powered. Okay, next question. How do I get mail delivered to the ADU tenants? The city assigned the ADU its own address, and you can see that there is a mailbox over there, the second one. Last question. Do I need to move out of my house? I wanted to stay because, we have a massive housing shortage. And I was able to. Greg understood it would be stressful for the homeowner during the construction phase, but everyone who showed up to work at this site were very nice, and he worked as fast as he could. So, to conclude, I had a great experience working with Gold Bar. When you take on a project like this, you always encounter situations you don't anticipate. Gold Bar took each of my concerns and questions very seriously and addressed them very quickly. They way exceeded my expectations when it comes to customer service. I want to thank everyone for coming today, and I hope this open house was informative. So thank you very much.